Hey, this is Mr. Wise. We're talking about how to graph that data that we got from the melting ice lab. So, grab your laptop. Well, you're obviously on your laptop because you're watching this, but sign into Office 365. You should see it on your screen right here. And we're going to go into Excel, Microsoft Excel Online, and show you how to graph data in that by graphing data from the lab where we melted the ice. So find that data in your notebook. You're going to need it for your part of this lab. The goal is you're going to graph your data and share that document with me, with Mr. Weisenfeld, all online, no paper, no waste. So here we go. Are you ready? Let's go. If you watch the screen, you can see what I'm doing. So I'm going to click over here. This is called the App Launcher, and I'm going to click on Excel Online, this green one here. It's going to bring up a blank document. Well, it's going to bring up a bunch of stuff, but let's click on a new blank workbook. I'll wait a little while it's working. So you've got your data here in front of you, and we're going to be typing in. I'm borrowing some from one of you guys. Thank you so much for sharing with me your data. And let's get started. So first of all, I'm going to go File, and I'm going to save this document, and it's automatically saved in Excel Online to your OneDrive, to your cloud storage through the PSD1 email that you've got. So let's just rename this workbook. We're going to call it the Ice Melting Lab. So if you click on File, and then you click on Save As, and then you click on Rename this document, hit OK, we are good. And I think down here it'll say Saving. Wow, it's okay. We know it's saved, so we're good. Excel is a program that does a spreadsheet. And a spreadsheet is a program that you can enter numbers in, and it will calculate things for you or graph things for you. That's its main job. That's all it does every day, all day. So that's why it's perfect for us. You can get out some graph paper, you can draw a graph, but if you can put it in a program, then that data is saved. Someone else can see your data, they can graph it, they can analyze it some way. It's just a way cooler way to do it, and hopefully today, right now, you're going to learn something that you can use in your other classes, because you can do this in math class, you can do this in business class, you can do this in CTE or tech lit classes, I don't care. And maybe they've taught you this, but I want to show you that something you learn in one class can be used in other classes. Rock on. Here we go. Click in this square called A1. That means it's the intersection of the row row 1 and the column A. Click in there and type time, and this was our manipulated variable. This was the thing that we were measuring. We were actually manipulating the heat. We were putting a constant amount of heat into the ice per unit time, but do time, comma, min, dot for minutes. Okay? You may have done it in seconds, you may have done it however you want, but the important thing is in A2, we're going to type 0. That's the number 0. That's the time when we started our clock. That was the first measurement we took. Now go to, you can use the arrow keys to move around, or you can click on it with your mouse. I don't care. But here we go. We're now in column B, row 1. What I want you to do is type temp, short for temperature, comma, degrees, D-E-G-F. That's degrees Fahrenheit. And once you've got that, then you can type, what was the measurement you took right when you started? We turned on the heat, and we hadn't been timing yet. So this was the measurement. The data I have has 0.0, so I'll type that in. So now you basically have a table. Excel's doing a table. It's going to make give you as many rows as you need. If you click, you can have up to 100, 200,000 rows, right? We're only going to need a few. So let's keep going. So the next thing you want to do is type your next minutes. So, you can do 1, you can do 2, you can keep typing those numbers, but I tell you what, let me show you a cool move in Excel. Hold down, go to A2, click on cell A2 where the 0 is. Hold down the Shift key, press the down arrow. Alright, notice what Excel has done is it's selected those 3 times. And what I'm going to do is, you see this little dot right here and the cursor turns into a plus sign? Just grab that thing and pull it down here to about 18. Now what Excel is going to do is it's going to say, oh, I bet you want me to do numbers that are increasing by 1 every time. Let me just do that for you. And you're like, yeah, exactly. Thank you very much, program. So now I've got the time in minutes from 0 through 17. You can have other times, that's fine. Just drag a little longer, or this is, I think, called an autofill. Alright, so now I need to type in my temperature. So now you're going to be looking down here at your data, and I'm going to say at 2 minutes 42.8. If you have a friend reading these to you, that's cool too. 44.9, 50.3, 56.5. Actually, you know what? If you don't have any data or you lost it, how about you type in this data? Sound good? Alright. 56.5, 62.6, 69.9, 80.4, 99.3, 106.7, 117.3. Mr. Weisenfeld, how can you type so fast and numbers? I tell you what, if you learn how to type, your life's going to be easier. Guarantee it. How about this? You just have to learn how to type. 117.3, 127.1, 140.5, 170.5, 196.3, 205.7, and 211.5. Now you know what? I messed up, and one of them is missing because that was my my temperature at my 17th minute, and it's not what I've got on the list. So let's fix it here. So start again. 0, 42, 40.6. So I'll tell you what, here's what Excel can do. You want to move these all down. Do this. Go to B3 again. Highlight them all. Go Control X. That's cut. And then move the cursor down to B4. Do you see this cursor is at B4 here? And then do Control V. So that was cut and paste. That means now I can type in 40.6, which was my measurement at minute 1. So, my mistake, but a learning experience for you and how to do this in Excel. So let's just reread it real quick. 0, 40.6, 42.8, 44.9, 50.3, 56.5, 62.6, 69.9, 80.4, 99.3, 106.7, 117.3, 127.1, 190.5, no, 140.5, 170.5, 196.3, 205.7, and 211.5. That's it. You've got your data in the program. And you know what? Someday, if you want to do the lab, you could just take your data in Excel, get a laptop, and do it like that. I'm totally cool with that. We're striving to be more effective users of technology. So, here we go. Now let's graph it. Watch this move here. Click on A1 and drag your mouse now. So this is kind of drag mode. What you should see is you've now selected column A 1 through 19 and column B 1 through 19. And with that, we are ready to graph it. So go up here to the menu and click Insert. And we're going to insert a scatter chart. And in particular, we're going to insert a scatter with smooth lines and markers. So this is going to attempt to draw kind of a smooth curve through that point, through those points. So if I insert that, it's going to show up right here. And this is going to be my graph. But I'm not done yet. Hang on. I'm just stretching it. So if you grab the corners of the thing, you can stretch it a little bit and you can see it. So I hope what you see in this graph is that our temperature was kind of steady until all the ice melted, and then the temperature climbed, and then the temperature seemed to plateau, seemed to flatten out a little bit, right about the time that we got to the boiling point for water in Fahrenheit, which is 212 degrees Fahrenheit. There's a couple of things I want to do to the lab, to the graph, because it's not looking perfect yet. So here's one thing I want you to do. First of all, for the chart title, click on this button up here where it says chart title, and I want a centered overlay title. And I want to edit that title. So let's edit the title. The title is going to be temperature versus time. And it's always good to have the units. So degrees Fahrenheit, degree F period versus time in minutes. Okay. And now there's no titles on the axes. There's no labels, and that's bad form. So we want to label the axis titles. So do this. Axis titles, the primary horizontal axis title is, we're going to add it. So go here, title below axis. We want to call this time in minutes. And press OK. And then over on the left side, on the vertical axis, so go up here again and click on axis titles and do primary vertical axis title. And we want to rotate that title. So we're going to say this is temperature in degrees F. Okay. And so you should see those there. So this is looking really good. I actually don't need the data legend, so go here and turn off the legend to get rid of that. So again, go here, legend, turn off legend, and then you'll have a little bit of room at the bottom of this graph now. And you can add grid lines or whatever you want. You can do minor grid lines so you can see other temperatures, and you can do vertical grid lines, minor grid lines there too. So now we can see 1, 2, okay. So now it's looking like real graph paper. So that is your chart. And the point we want to make by melting ice is showing that the temperature of the water overall does not change until you melt all the ice. So watch out when all the ice is gone on the planet, because then things are going to really start getting hot, at least in the water. Okay, when you're done with your graph, you want to share it with Mr. Weisenfeld. So go up here to the upper right, click on this button here which says share, and you'll see this share the ice melting lab, and we're going to type in J. Weisenfeld at psd1.org, and notice it working a little bit. There it is, John C. Weisenfeld, high school teacher. Click on that, and then say, it's going to come from you. I'm going to know your name. It's going to put the name of the file in it. So let's just say, don't forget Mr. Weisenfeld, I'm in period 3, or I'm in period 5, or I'm in period 6. So just type the period there so I can see it, and send this to me, and then I can grade it and give you some feedback, A, on how your data looks, and B, on if you can follow the directions in this video. So you can require me to sign on, but once you press share, it's streaming off to Mr. Weisenfeld. No need to print, no wasted paper. Mr. Weisenfeld can give you feedback on this or take a look at your data. Hey, so here's the video, about 14 minutes or so. Raise your hand if you have any problems, and I'll come around and give you some help. Thanks very much.